Michael Stürzenberger, thank you very much for coming back and talking to us. We did some spectacularly good and important interviews a year or two ago, the last time you were hauled in front of a Star Chamber, to discuss the legality of your opinions and whether or not you should say them to other people. I understand that process is, as the punishment is continuing. Please catch us up.
So we have two new punishments last week. And I tell you, it's getting more crazy than ever. We had last year a rally of Pegida, Patriots Against Islamization of Europe. And we have a car. This is our car. And it stands here in a locked area at the demonstration area. The car is fixed, and we have here our license plate. And we covered it up when the car was standing, because there are a lot of left extremists around, and they are taking photos of the license plate, and then they give it to their street terrorist groups, and they are burning down cars. Here we have a car in Munich of Pegida. It was burned down, windows smashed, yeah. And we have,
as I understand it, they also burned the cars of a couple of AFD members of parliament.
Yes, AFD members of parliament burned down the cars, smashed them. Yeah, and I show you now. It's from Pegida, the team chief in Fürth. It's exactly the city where this rally was. Yeah, Fürth. It's close to Nuremberg in Bavaria. And they stabbed all the four wheels with knives. Every wheel was with knives pierced, put liquid in front all over the car, some kind of oil, and the car is really damaged. Yeah? And there we have another car burned down of Pegida in Duisburg. It's in the near of Cologne. They burned it down. It was completely fucked up. This is a car. Same in Duisburg. There was an attack at the house with color, and car burned down. And here another car, the wheel burned down. Yeah. So this is what happens with the left extremists. So we had reason to cover our license plate, and there was a demonstration of Pegida, and there was a policeman who said, "Yeah, okay, you are covering your license plate, okay for me." And he was at the trial, and he said it. Yeah, I had no problem. But his chief from the police, he made an announcement. Yeah, and he said, "Oh, this is an abuse of license plate." So I had to go to court last Friday in Fürth, district court, and the prosecution attorney, she said, "Okay, you wanted to protect you, okay, but it's an abuse of license plate, and yes, I want you to 4 months in jail for this on probation, 4 months on jail on probation for this covering up a license plate in a fixed area, standing, yeah, not driving, standing, and yeah, and 1,500 euro punishment, yeah." And I can tell you, Vlad, I thought I am in a comedy or something like this. Yeah. Can you imagine?
Well, I'm softly boiling back here, because it's, to me, this is just another data point in that so much of our systems are allied with political terrorists. So what they're essentially saying is, we deny you the right to protect yourself from the Antifa, who by any rational definition of terrorists are terrorists, in that they use violence for a political outcome, and one which is not legal.
Yeah, and in New Jersey, in the USA, they set the Antifa on the terror list, and I hope that in Germany it will be in the future too. So the judge said, "Okay, I don't want to put you in prison for that. Yeah, we give you a punishment of 1,800 euro. Yeah, and it's so crazy. Yeah, everybody who met me after this, yeah, even if it's an attorney or a judge or any, they said normally it should be an acquittal. Yeah, it's totally clear, acquittal. Yeah, but they want to punish me. They want to try to silence me. That I stop with my demonstrations, with my warning against Islam. And I had some days before in Munich another trial, and this is the same crazy story. You know, this is a priest, a female priest in Nuremberg. It's a church, St. Jakob, and she was ringing the bells 10 minutes long against us, yeah, because she does not like us. Yeah? But you know, we won against Islam. Christians are persecuted all over the world. You know, the 10 countries with the worst Christian persecutions are 9 Islamic countries, and this priest, yeah, is ringing the bells against us.
Well,
so,
I believe the Archbishop of Canterbury, not Canterbury, is it the Archbishop or the Cardinal of Munich? We've subtitled many of his videos. I think it's of Munich. Absolute full-blown communist and distinct supporter of Francis.
Marx is his name.
Marx is his name, yeah.
Marx. So name is you know what's going on. He put off his cross when he was in Jerusalem at the mosque there, and he's giving 50,000 euro for the refugees, putting them from the Mediterranean to Germany. They are left extremists in the church, yeah. And she was ringing the bells, and I made an article about this, and I said this is a type of priests who made the same in the under the Nazis. Yeah, so if the Nazis are in the government, they make here good this, yeah, putting up their arms and say, yeah, National Socialism good and everything, and and now we have Merkel in our government, and she says Islam belongs to Germany. So this type of follower is doing what the politicians want. Yeah, so she said you are not allowed to make a picture of me, but this is, you know, at the public rally you see a police car, there's a church, here is our rally, and she was ringing the bells looking at our demonstration. I made a photo, and she said no, you're not allowed, and the judge said yes, it was not, you are not allowed, even if you are a journalist, even if it's a public rally. If she does not want it, then we punish you. Yeah, and it's so crazy, Vlad. They punish me for reporting about the beheading of the 2 Scandinavian female tourists, which were beheaded last December in Morocco. The Muslim killers shouted Allahu Akbar, yeah, and they cut off the heads, and I made
it was indisputably an act of Islamic jihad. Indisputably.
Islamic jihad, yeah. And I wanted to warn the people. So I made an article at Politically Incorrect, PI News, and I said, you have to pay attention, yeah. If you go to an Islamic country and there are fundamentalists from the Islamic State, so that can happen. And those 2 Scandinavian women, they thought, oh, Islam means peace and everything okay. They posted on Facebook before videos, oh, Islam, we have to be tolerant and everything. So now they are dead. And I set a link to the beheading video that was in the internet. And so they said, okay, you are not allowed to make this link. This is violence presentation, yeah. And so they put everything together, and they said, okay, 8-month prison on probation and for 3 years. So I'm they want that I'm go off the public for 3 years. Don't say anything in the public, because I have to fear. Then otherwise I will go to jail. Yeah.
Okay. So let me just clarify this then. So you got 4 months in jail, but probation. So that means in your record it looks like you've been sentenced to 4 months in jail, although you didn't have to serve that time. But the 1,800 euros you're definitely going to have to pay. And on top of all that, there's 3 years where you're not allowed to exercise your basic and natural right of freedom of speech. Have I got that about right?
Yeah. You know, in both cases, we protest. We go to the next court, to the regional court, and we will try to get an acquittal. But we don't know what happens. Yeah, if they say, okay, this is all right, you have to accept it. Then it will be very difficult. Yeah, but we are fighting like the last time. You remember when we were talking the last time? I had something like this, and in the second court, the regional court, I was set free. So we are fighting. But you see, they want to silence me. They want to try everything that I stop my public rallies, because we are doing a lot of rallies in the moment. We are in all over Germany, and we inform the people about political Islam, the danger of political Islam, and everywhere is a lot of protesting and a lot of people on the streets. So they want to stop it. So that's going on.
The AfD numbers keep going up, right? The polls and election results look continually better for the AfD generally.
In the east of Germany, they are in two regions the strongest party, and but in the west it's around 12, 13, 14%. It's not going up because the media is making propaganda is unbelievable. Yeah, 24 hours. Yeah, we don't have Fox News. We just have the mainstream media. Yeah, and nobody is reporting fair and positive about AfD.
Is it safe to say then that in the parts of Germany where they can still remember communist fascism and totalitarian, they're in favor of a classically liberal group like AfD, and in places where they don't get it at all?
Yes. In the east part of Germany, they know what's media propaganda. They had the communists. They learned that there are all lies everywhere in the television, in the newspapers. So they can identify this, and they say we don't want to have this situation like in the west of Germany, where Muslims are more and more controlling the cities, more and more violence, and rapings and everything. So the people in the east, they are really aware of the problems.
Michael Stürzenberger, thank you very much for taking the time out with us. I look forward to doing a follow-up as soon as you have done your appeal and you get some kind of results. Please keep us informed. Our audience is very interested in what happens to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Vlad, for doing the interview. You see, I have my jail clothes already, the stripes. Yeah. Yep. So I hope next interview will not be from inside jail.